This is Bianca Lopes, and this is Being in Ill all the way from Vegas. A partnership with OWI and Tail, we're in Vegas doing interviews, finding out what's the latest and greatest in identity. So stay tuned and be in the know. I have no one less than the CEO of No Identity and OWI, Travis. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Super excited for our partnership and super excited for what we're doing.
Absolutely.
So let's just start with something super basic. Who is Travis? How did Travis get into identity?
All right, so what is the identity for Travis? Like everybody else, I think, fell into identity.
Yeah.
So
nobody has yet to tell me I actually wanted to do this my whole life. It's not like a doctor or anything
Right.
else.
My finance degree did not translate directly to
identity.
No,
Most finance people are still figuring it out with identity.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. No, honestly, we fell into it. So I was working with a lot of big banks in New York back in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And then got into the consulting game, learned a lot about what the challenges were with digital transformation, found my way over at Google, solving identity verification problems. And
no big deal, just like Google, one of the biggest platform players in the planet. And then what made you the transition to starting and being part of OWI?
Yeah, so we were given this really interesting problem at Google to how do you launch payments around the world? And when you're given that kind of giant problem, how do we bring on 1 billion people that don't have legal forms of identity? You start thinking out of the box. And so my compliance and risk and compliance mindset totally shifted to what else is outside of this identity sphere that I know.
Yeah.
And OWI was a natural transition for that. So OWI was actually started as a nonprofit. So for the first year.
Yeah, I remember this when I met Dasha the first
That's
time.
That's right, yeah. So Dasha, myself, Philip Verley, who's now, both of them are in Airbnb.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm look at them, I'm like, you've gone to the dark side. but I still have on Philip a game, there's a competition that's going to happen between him and Kaylin on real life size Jenga that you will witness. Anyways.
Kaylin is going to win that. Kaylin's going to win
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Philip.
Absolutely.
It's okay. Hey
Absolutely.
Guys, inside joke, sorry. You'll have to watch the show to see Philip and Kaylin battling on Jenga. But back to Travis now. So then you joined OWI, and OWI has changed and grown so much.
That's
Some
right.
people know it as the State of Identity podcast. Some people know it as the conference. Some people know it as the list.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the business
Sure.
and how it has grown.
Sure. So the company is a few things. So obviously we started as a technical nonprofit. So how do we do technical assistance for people like the UN? And obviously have transitioned into more of a commercial aspect. So the big conference is obviously a way for us to satisfy our mission of collaboration. How do we make sure people aren't building identity in silos is really what we're trying to solve
And
for.
this is really what Know is all about.
That's
is
what Know
putting
is all about.
everybody in the know, bringing them together. And was it always since inception? The thing that I love the most is that it's always been about different stakeholder groups.
That's right.
And not about a product pitch. How is it building a conference to be this big now in Vegas?
That's right.
How did you do it?
A lot of help, obviously. A lot of help. No, it's a great community, right?
Yeah.
It's an awesome community. And I think everybody else is feeling the same kind of struggle that we were feeling 5-6 years ago, which is, hey, I'm trying to do this thing, but I'm feeling like I'm being held back by something else. Maybe let's talk to some other folks and see what they've done to solve it. And now that we're all kind of really starting to feel it, I think the conference has naturally grown to kind of satisfy a lot of those
It's
interests.
just changed the agenda, I think. I think
Yes.
now you're starting to see people in the Nordics, telecommunication companies going, I'm going to get rid of the SIM and now I need to solve identity.
Yep.
I've heard banks talk about business models around it. So what can people expect and what are you the most excited about OWI this turnaround?
I am very excited. So this year has, a great lineup, right? 250 speakers. We got 3.5 days.
Jam-packed of stuff. There's a pool party tonight.
There's a pool party tonight. No bathing suits though, which
Thank God,
We'll
because
see.
the idea of some people in bathing suits is just skip it.
we will see who jumps in the water first. But no, this year we wanted to really hone in on the aspect of education with networking. And so that's really what we focused on. So today is all about master classes and networking.
Yeah.
This show, you'll know
So you
that
sort of build a layer of not letting the speakers get away with just general terms,
That's
which
right.
I love.
That's right, absolutely. And how do we make sure that people are talking to each other? The past couple years have been great in terms of content, the people there. There's been some good networking, but there's been a lot of that's been missed. And so we wanted to make sure that we focus that this year. And so over the next few years, that's really what we're going to hone in on.
Okay.
And so
Gonna get everybody to talk to each other from Brella to actually in person,
that's right.
being in the know and chit-chatting is gonna happen.
That's
okay,
right.
so now one of the last questions I have for you in terms of where do you see, if you had your crystal ball, Travis?
My crystal ball.
Where is identity going and what are some of the topics that you think, you and I are big fans of literacy.
Yep.
I think that's why we work together. That's all the research and the content that you guys put out there that's amazing. where do you think we are in this journey of really solving this massive infrastructure problem? Because
Yeah.
to me, it's like human dignity, as Phil and I chatted about last week.
Sure. No, I think we're in a pretty good spot, but we're still in the very, very beginning. Very, very beginning. Not even the end of the beginning,
Yeah.
right? I think right now we're still learning that this thing of digital identity matters. So I think over the next few years, that conversation about privacy and data protection is going to just be louder and louder and louder, and it should be, right? Until we all figure out, like, what do we really want out of this? And I also think that the identity of things conversation is going to continue to grow. Has yet to start.
In terms of like, I was talking to somebody about like when it starts being human beings that make decisions on payments and decisions that care about identity. Like, what is the regulation there? What is the compliance? What is the complexity? It's still like so much to do.
So much to do.
It's terrifying.
So much to do.
But kind of exciting.
That's awesome.
So, if you were to leave anybody with any lasting thoughts about the conference or anything, or how to get involved,
Yeah.
because it's kind of a terrifying, clicky industry sometimes.
It's a little clicky of an industry, but
We're nice.
what we have done now is we actually started to create the no forums. And so this is
Ooh,
yes.
that's news to me.
Waiting to talk to you about
Okay.
that. So
No
the
forums.
no forums. So it's going to be a list of smaller regional events where we really focus
We're going on the road.
going on the road, really focusing on the conversation in that city, right?
Okay.
And so taking
So what are some of the sort of infrastructure problems, or what do the not-for-profit scenes look like? What are the regulations from data protection? You're going city to city or region to region.
region to region, city to city. So making sure that, hey, if you're involved in this conversation, maybe just on the outside, or maybe this is starting to be a conversation for you, you don't have to travel to Vegas.
Lead
right
the
off
way
bat.
in your area.
That's right. Lead the way in your area. And so that's what we're going to be doing over the next year. Super excited for that. Definitely take a look at that. It'll be on oneworldidentity.com or
Do it.
noidentity.com right now.
So follow both and stay tuned and be in the know. And thank you, Travis. Excited.
All right. Thank you.